Hey, what's going on, guys? So I don't know how I missed this story. This is gonna be a short one, but apparently Chinese hackers have hacked the U.S. Treasury. It's 2025, and I'm already hearing bad news. Like this is fantastic. The year is gonna start out great, but funny story. Well, maybe not so funny. I was recently in DC, and I was having a conversation with my family about like China and like World War III and like hacking. So like I work like within the IT space, I guess you would say, and I had to deal with the whole like CrowdStrike issue from a few months ago. Total pain in the ass, but had to deal with that. And then there were a few times throughout the year, maybe like twice, 2 or 3 times, where cell phone companies we weren't receiving service throughout the country, and they were claiming that the service was just down, this, that, and other. But me personally, and a few of my other friends, I think they were hacked. I think they were hacked on multiple occasions. I think the whole CrowdStrike issue that happened, I think that was a hack as well. I don't think it was some intern or some update or some plugin. It was something like that they were referring to that said the caused the issue. Total nonsense. I don't believe any of it. I don't think anyone else should believe any of it. It's a lie. Like it's not true. I am firmly of the belief that it's kind of it's unfortunate, but I think we're already in the early stages of a potential World War III, and it could either get really bad or bad. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is going to turn into like a hot war, but for me at least, all signs are pointing towards that. And it's going to be with China. It's going to be China and Russia. China really wants to take Taiwan. China knows that America's infrastructure is our weakness. You know, they're not going to sell ships over here, or like, you know, they could shoot rockets. I mean, that's another story, like ballistic missiles. But like we'll see these things coming. The way to harm us is attacking our infrastructure, attacking our banking, separating people's not separating, well, destroying people's ability to communicate with one another. Like they're doing dry runs. Like I call it a conspiracy, but someone's doing it. This is not ironic. And now they're hacking the Treasury. How does that even happen, bro? I mean, surely we have better security measures in place, but I guess not. So anyway, this is going to be a short one. This is what, CBS or ABC? Oh, CBS News. So let's just check this out real quick.
A troubling security story out of Washington. The U.S. Treasury Department says it was hacked by cyber criminals backed by the Chinese state government in what it's calling a major breach. CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Skanga is in Washington following this story for us. Nicole, what do we know about the scope of the breach? What were hackers able to access?
Yeah, Lindsay, a Treasury official actually said cyber criminals breached federal workstations remotely.
Their workstations.
Unclassified documents. And in a letter to lawmakers sent Monday, that Treasury official explained that cyber criminals gained access by using a key stolen from a third-party vendor called Beyond Trust, overriding the security of their cloud-based system. That official called the attack a major incident, as you pointed out. The vendor notified the Treasury back on December 8th. Now, while we know that none of the information accessed was classified, still a number of questions remain. That's actually for the crazy. Treasury, including how many documents were stolen and did they contain.
Just quick pause. Whether it's classified or unclassified, they gave a security key to a vendor, and the vendor was compromised, and they were able to remotely access the Treasury Department's, like, I guess their users, employees, workstations, their terminals. That's crazy. that should not be happening in the U.S. government. I mean, to be fair, of course, all of these countries, including the United States, we're all trying to hack one another. But again, like I said in the beginning, I think this is getting really bad. I think China is running dry runs, and they're attacking our infrastructure. They're attacking our banking, you know. And yeah, they are sending Chinese nationals, men, through our southern border, probably through the northern border as well. These people don't have America's best interest in mind. Like, don't be naive. Like, just don't, like, something is wrong. So
any crucial information, any taxpayer information, for instance.
What is the Treasury Department doing in the aftermath of this hack, and is the Chinese government responding?
Yeah, well, a Treasury Department spokesperson said it's taken that service offline, and it added in a statement that there's no evidence indicating the threat actor has continued access to Treasury information. So they're now working
Right.
with the FBI and the nation's
I
top
don't believe you.
cybersecurity agency called CISA to determine really what was the exact impact here. As for any reaction, a Chinese embassy spokesperson has called the disclosure here a smear attack. Beijing's foreign ministry is also responding, saying that the PRC has, quote, always opposed all forms of hacker attacks.
Shut up.
Nicole, this breach, it comes on the heels of several other Chinese-linked cyber attacks. I mean, there was one from October that we reported on.
Wait, what's that
by
one
a
from
hacking group
October?
known as Salt Typhoon. It hit telecom companies like Verizon and AT&T.
This is what I was talking about. Wait. Sorry. I've not watched this video. I have no idea. This is what I was talking about. I remember going into work, and it was 2 months. This happened on multiple occasions. One was in October, and I had no cell service. Couldn't communicate. I was like, what is going on? And obviously I hopped on Twitter and on the internet, and other people around the country were complaining about it. That was the first time. Then it happened again. And I'm like, and me and my friends who also work in the IT space, we were talking about this. I was like, they got hacked, bro. Like this doesn't make, there's clearly something going on. There was a breach. They call it DDoS or whatever. They got hacked. Our cell infrastructure got hacked. And then the CrowdStrike was the same thing. CrowdStrike was it's a cybersecurity company for like, I don't know, like, a lot of Wall Street firms use CrowdStrike. A lot of corporate America, right? Every computer was blue screening, including like Zoom rooms and everything, because they have computers, obviously. But like, no. These are, in my opinion, these are targeted attacks. Like, these are not errors. This is not a coincidence, man. Like, that's crazy. But again, I didn't know they were going to actually report on that, and that they confirmed that China actually was responsible for that? Yeah, of course they were.
U.S. Senator said this should be a wake-up call for the government. Man. Are we doing enough?
No.
And what more can you tell us about the timing of all this?
Yeah, Lindsay, you're exactly right. This breach really follows a string of Chinese-linked cyber attacks, including that massive hacking campaign by the group nicknamed Salt Typhoon, that Chinese-linked group. And cyber criminals backed by the Chinese state targeted at least 8 U.S. telecommunications companies. You mentioned a few big ones there. According to U.S. officials, that compromised the metadata of hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of Americans. That's the who, what, where, and when of our phone communications. That notorious group also zeroing in on more than 100 senior government officials, eavesdropping on phone conversations and spying on text messages. To your point, the incident served as a major wake-up call, with the U.S. government now encouraging victims there, and really all Americans, use encrypted messaging platforms, WhatsApp, Signal, those blue iMessage text bubbles. Another really important note here, Lindsay, the holidays are often called the season of giving, but for cyber criminals, it's also really the season of hacking, with organizations frequently understaffed, short on resources. This latest incident is one of many to hit over the holidays in recent years, and it's a good reminder to both government agencies and corporations that attackers don't take holiday days off.
The season of hacking, yikes. All right, Nicole Skenga, thank you.
That's actually crazy. That's actually insane to me. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, the U.S. government per se, but it doesn't seem like they're doing enough. I don't know if this happens to anyone else. I assume that it does, but this explains why I get so many damn Chinese hackers or like people or like scammers constantly texting me, bro. Constantly, and I know they Chinese. Like, some of them send pictures. Like, it's always nonsense, right? I know it's always delete them, but daily, I get these daily. I don't get them on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is usually like the crypto scammers, you know, they add you to a group. How'd you get my number? Like stuff like that. But texting, it's just nothing but Chinese. Like, it's like, can y'all leave me alone, bro? Like, all the time. So this is kind of absurd. Like, whoever that vendor is, like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be fired. Discontinue. Get them out of there. But I generally don't think the U.S. is doing enough. And I still, to this day, and you're going to have to prove me wrong, think that we are in the early stages of World War III. I think when historians look back, how they always look back on the wars and when conflict started and say, when was the actual start of it? I think it was like 2 years ago. I think maybe even longer, you know. But I do think if this becomes like a hot war with superpowers, quote unquote, it's going to be the U.S. and China. And I think China is ramping up for that. And I think they're going to attack our infrastructure. They're going to try to take Taiwan. It's going to be a lot of sabotage in the U.S. Call me a conspiracy theorist. But there are Chinese nationals here who do not have our best interests in mind. Yes, they like, just don't be naive. Like, don't call it a conspiracy. That's what I would do. Your border's open. You're my enemy. That's what be for real. Be for real. So anyway, maybe don't use regular text message anymore. I don't know. But that's it. Happy New Year. Take it easy.